It started on an ordinary Saturday morning. The kind of quiet morning where the birds sing, the coffee smells stronger than usual, and life feels almost perfect. I was in the kitchen making pancakes for my daughter, Lily, when something strange happened. The motion detector by the living room window beeped. At first, I thought it must have been a squirrel, or maybe a branch swaying in the wind. But then I heard it, the creak of the window slowly sliding open. My blood ran cold. I rushed toward the sound, but before I even got to the living room, Lily screamed, "Dad! Someone's in the house." Her tiny hands were clutching the panic button of our security system. In seconds, the shrill, deafening alarm filled the house, rattling the walls. And then, through the window, crawling in like a thief, was none other than the last person I'd expect, Karen, the HOA president. This wasn't just any Karen. She was the self-appointed queen of our neighborhood, the type who counted how many times you cut your grass each week, fined you if your trash bin stayed out 10 minutes past pickup, and claimed she had the authority to inspect homes for HOA compliance. I'd had my fair share of run-ins with her over the years, but I never thought she would stoop this low. She froze as the alarm blared. Her smug expression melted into panic, her body half inside, half outside my window. "Turn that off," she shrieked, waving her arms wildly. "This is a misunderstanding." I stood there in shock, my daughter still gripping my leg. "A misunderstanding? You broke into my house." Karen's excuse tumbled out. She claimed she had authority to inspect my property because my flower beds weren't in compliance with HOA guidelines. She actually said she thought it was fine to climb through my window since I wasn't answering the door. My hands trembled with both rage and disbelief. But before I could say another word, the red and blue lights appeared outside. My security company had already dispatched the police. Within minutes, 2 officers stormed in through the front door, guns drawn, only to find my daughter crying, me standing in shock, and Karen caught like a raccoon in a trap, still hanging halfway through my window. The officers demanded she step out slowly. Karen tried to talk her way out of it, insisting she was acting under neighborhood authority, but the cops weren't buying it. One officer turned to me and asked, "Do you want to press charges?" I looked at my daughter. Her face was pale, her little body still shaking from the adrenaline of the alarm. That moment told me everything. This wasn't just about me anymore. This woman had terrorized my family for years, and now she'd literally broken into our home. "Yes," I said firmly. "I want to press charges." Karen screamed as they cuffed her, spouting nonsense about how the HOA would have my house taken away, and how she would sue for harassment. But the cops didn't care. They read her rights as she was shoved into the back of the squad car. In the days that followed, the neighborhood buzzed with the story. People couldn't believe that Karen, the woman who claimed to uphold the neighborhood's standards, had actually been arrested for breaking and entering. Parents who once stayed silent about her bullying came forward, sharing their own stories of harassment. One family admitted she had tried to fine their disabled son for leaving his wheelchair ramp out too long. Another said she had demanded access to their backyard to measure their fence height. Karen's arrest opened the floodgates. Neighbors rallied together and filed a motion to remove her and the entire toxic HOA board. At the next meeting, people who had never spoken up before stood tall and voiced their frustrations. For the first time in years, I saw unity in our street instead of fear. As for Lily, she became the quiet hero of the story. The police chief even stopped by to tell her how brave she had been for triggering the alarm so quickly. She smiled shyly, holding my hand, and whispered, "I just wanted to protect you, Daddy." I hugged her tightly, fighting back tears. My little girl had faced her fear head-on, and in doing so, she had protected our family. Karen, on the other hand, faced charges for trespassing and attempted burglary. She also lost her HOA position permanently. The neighborhood decided to dissolve the HOA altogether, giving families back their peace and freedom. In me, I realized something powerful. For years, I had let Karen's intimidation seep into my life, convincing me that her rules were stronger than my own rights. But that day, when my daughter pressed that button, it wasn't just a burglar alarm that went off, it was a wake-up call. A reminder that no one, not even the loudest HOA Karen, has the right to bully people into submission. We weren't just a family living under HOA rule anymore. We were free. And it all started because my daughter had the courage to push back, literally at the press of a button.